What's going down, people? It's your boy Myer Krah. You probably figuring out, like, hey, why is he smiling so much? It's because I got my boy back. He just recently had a baby. Ron, what up, baby?
What up, man? What up?
I just said he's recently having a baby. What up, baby?
Yeah, no, it's all
I know I was.
it's all good, man.
Weird. What's going on, man? How you feel, bro?
Man, sleepy.
Oh, yes, sir.
Sleepy, man, but I'm happy, man. My baby girl is here. She's doing well. She came a lot sooner than we expected. We was expecting her March 25th.
Okay.
Baby girl said
March 25th?
March 25th.
As in like the 25 that ain't even got here yet?
As in that, yes.
Golly.
She said I'm coming here February 26th.
Golly.
Yeah, she got here 36 weeks.
Now, is this mom's first or second?
This is mom's second.
Okay.
My first biological. So we have a stepchild. We have a stepdaughter together.
I hear people say all the time, it's like, yeah, after the first baby, the body's already used to it. The baby just comes whenever. But you also hear the first time, baby could just come whenever. So people just be talking. I have no clue. Was she expecting? Of course she wasn't expecting it, but was she like, oh my God, I would be so happy if the baby just came right now, or what?
We weren't expecting it because we was prepared. I'm glad we prepared as much as we did prior to. We knew we was expecting her at 37 weeks. They had made a decision that they were going to induce her at 37 weeks.
Okay.
Due to like some health concerns. But man, that was a whole week prior before the actual inducing date.
Yeah, because I remember we had the watch bill all set up. You were like, yeah, bro, baby, be here around this time because I wanted you to get back on the podcast again.
Yeah.
So we just had these conversations. I've had a gentleman, roommate of mine, we had a good conversation about what it looks like to get prepared for the baby.
Yeah.
I want to have the conversation now that the baby's here.
Yeah.
What does it feel like in the midst and the mold? And we'll get deeper into it from like a father's perspective. But when that baby got here, you've already had a child before. Did you feel prepared? Did y'all have things together? What was it like when you first? Let's take me all the way back to the birth experience, actually. Let's go that far back.
Oh, okay. Oh, the birth experience,
yeah,
man.
You like, baby's coming. Like, how y'all even know the baby coming? Water break? What's going on? Talk to me.
Yeah, I got you. So February 26th, we was going in for a routine anatomy scan for the baby on a Monday. Normal day. We went to brunch like it was normal, then went to the appointment after. We get there, everything's going good, and then another doctor comes in and was like, hey, your blood pressure is super high. We want to go ahead and induce you tonight. And I looked at him like, tonight? As Bernie Mac would say, tonight? And they was like, yeah. And like me and my wife just looked at each other. My wife just started crying because we were ready, but we wasn't expecting it. It was just a lot.
Yeah.
But the doctor, long story short, said that, I don't know, as you know, a lot of African-American women suffer from, I think it's called preeclampsia.
Yep. I was about to say.
And it has something to do with like blood flow from the placenta.
I was about to say hypertension, but I think I got that wrong. It might be a little bit different, but.
Yeah. But, so we've been tracking that the whole pregnancy. So doctors told us from the get-go, like, this is a risk. So we get there, but it was at a dangerous level for her and the baby. So we went there. We walked over to the other side of the hospital, and they started the induction process. And before they can even really get started, my wife started bleeding internally. And what happened was she had a abruption from her placenta. So her placenta literally started to detach from, I think it was her uterus, and she was just flowing blood.
Wow.
And
you were there, like
we're like literally laying in the bed, like she's laying in the bed at the hospital, and this is all just happening like in real time.
Oh snap!
My baby girl, other daughter, is sitting right on the couch, and we all in one room.
What's going through your head right now? Like when you see this happening,
bro, I was literally scared. I've never been that scared in my life because when things started happening like that, all these doctors come in. They go from one doctor to like 5-6 doctors in the room, all plugging in, and we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do this, and my wife looked at me, and this is, man, when I tell you she pulled my heartstrings with this one, she looked at me and just was crying, and she literally told me, baby, I don't want to die. Because the amount of blood she was losing, they was like, we need to get you into C-section immediately. So before we could even do anything, before they can give her the epidural and all that, they pulled her out the room. Doctors getting ready, they go into an emergency C-section immediately. And man, that's just how it happened. And I wasn't ready for that. Of course, I wasn't prepared for that. But at the time, it's me, my wife, my daughter, and doctors, and everything's flashing before me. I was like, my wife could be gone right now, but there's nothing I can do. I can't step in and tell the doctors, hey, back off, because if I do, my wife. I may lose my wife, and I may lose the baby.
Time management stuff. Like
yeah, it was tough, man. It was the scariest moment. I had to literally take a step in the corner, and I was crying, man, and I was praying. And I was like, God, like, I'm not ready, but I just need you to help me, help my wife, do it. Just help us. Man, and I just started praying. Like 10 minutes passed. I'm getting my daughter together. They don't rush my wife back, and the doctor told me, baby girl's here. Wife's good. She's sewed up. She's sleeping now. You can come in and see the baby. It happened literally like that. From the mirror of me crying and having tears and making sure I'm good and baby girl is good to, hey, wife's good. She's sewed up. You can come see the baby. Like that.
Bro.
So the birth we was planning for looked at nothing.
Oh no!
Like how it ended up being, bro.
Looks nothing like. And man, birth is already a miracle.
Yeah,
you can never plan it.
Can't. And I remember it's funny because I remember our doula. She was always telling us like throughout the process, she's like, we had a birth plan written out and everything, how we wanted things to be. We wanted the room to set up this way. We want music. We want the atmosphere, all that. And she was like, now you need to come up with another plan because birth is never how you planned it to look. You may play that. I'm going to cut the umbilical cord. I didn't get that experience. That wasn't my reality. It wasn't.
I'm going to ask you a more controversial question and take things on a turn a little bit. And you answer however you answer. You go into it. You give me a why. But let's go back to the part where she's like, baby, I don't want to die, right?
Yeah.
And let's say she goes back with the doctor. And the doctor comes back with different news.
Yeah.
And the news is you got to make a choice. Is it a conversation that y'all talked about? And what do you think that you would have done in that situation? And this is no judgment zone at all.
God, like that. That's tough, man.
Did y'all talk about that?
We didn't talk about that. But at that moment, I think what I would have done, honestly, man, I would have saved my wife. I would have saved my wife because I would feel like, while my wife is my rock, she's my life. Her and my daughter, like we have a family, and I would choose my wife. Man, I would have to, like, baby, we can try again. That would be my thought process, and I think, that's hard.
It is.
Tough.
Bro, and I feel for the fathers.
Yeah.
Because this happens. Like, this happens every day. I feel for the fathers and the mothers and the families, period, who've been in that situation before where they are the ones who have to make the choice instead of maybe nature making the choice or the doctor making the choice, because naturally, you have the bond with this person and you make the decision. Even if you've already had the conversation beforehand, you still maybe go with whatever, because you get to make the choice, so you can go against whatever y'all decided, right?
Yeah.
And then you're thinking, okay, maybe we'll just have a family later, but you're constantly going to be thinking about that situation.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to ask that because
that's real.
Never get into that conversation. I know me and my wife have had that before, and I essentially we're probably making the same decision. I just know that after that, no matter if you got to make a decision at all, losing a baby is traumatic. You know what I mean? No matter how far in the stage that you are, even if you're at the birth table or if you're getting an abortion, and that's not something we're going to get into either today.
Yeah.
But have you spoken to your daughter about this situation, about the birth time? Like, I can only imagine her, because she's old enough to kind of know what's going on. Maybe not everything, not how much she heard. Have you spoken to her and talked to her about everything?
So she was there with us, like, when all this is happening. And I haven't gone into depth about it because I don't want to scare her. Because my daughter is sensitive. She's like very sensitive, especially when it comes to her mom. So I've talked to her, and I was kind of like having a conversation with her, like back and forth, as like letting her know, because she kept asking like, "Daddy, where's mommy?" And she saw me crying, and I was like, "Mommy's good. She's okay. Mommy's sleeping," And I just told her, like, they had a little issue with getting mommy and Phoenix getting here, but mommy's good now. Phoenix is here. So I just told her there was an issue. I didn't tell her into depth to how serious it could have gotten, like mommy almost died or baby girl almost died. Like, I didn't get that. I didn't really feel the need to go that.
When is it the right time to even do that? Like, I don't even know when the right time to do, because how old is she?
She's 7. I think that's something I'll talk to her about. We could talk to her about, like, my wife and I. When she get a little bit older and she kind of understands a little bit more of how things work, a little bit more understanding of the body and like just how things work. I think that's something when she get older, but right now, like I think it may be a little scary for her.
Yeah, I mean, and with you having girls, I think it's a little bit different. I think when I say a little bit different, I feel like conversations about anatomy and birth and all that stuff happens faster than maybe when talking to little boys.
Yeah.
Because, when girls will have their cycle and
they mature. They mature faster.
So maybe you have those conversations earlier. Have y'all talked about having those conversations with her yet? Are you prepared for having those conversations?
So we've had a surface level, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. We have like a surface level conversation about it, just about like her body and how she needs to protect it, and areas that she should keep protect, like keep covered. Don't let nobody touch these areas and things like that. We've had those conversations, but nothing too much deeper than that. I feel like I kind of go with more of like as she get older, and I kind of like watch her grow and kind of like figure out where she's at mentally and like her maturity level.
Yeah,
I think I'll kind of like sneak those conversations and be like, "Oh, baby girl, well, how do you feel about this?" I kind of like attack those and address those based on how I feel like she's growing and maturing, if she's ready for that conversation.
Something I picked up on I thought was cool that you said you had a doula. I just had a doula, male doula, who's a good friend of mine, on just 2 months ago.
That's not normal. Male doulas, that's dope though. But
bro, and I'm telling you, we've had so many people reach out to us about just his role and his position. Some people are extremely passionate, like, oh my God, I love that he's taking this role. You don't get to see a lot of men. And there's some that are like, I would never have I can't believe, what is he into?
It's 2024, man. People got to.
Right. And all I think about is having him in a room with another father who's there to protect and lean and guide and help the mother. And the doula's also there for you as well. Yeah. So the reason why I'm kind of connecting those two is talking about your daughter who's learning about her own body.
Yeah.
As a man, I don't think, and even as a boy growing up, I don't think I learned enough about my wife's body or female's body until she was going through that birth experience. And I would just catch little things, and maybe I'll have to read a little bit more. I started learning more about her body. Did the doula help you, or how did the doula help you get started for that birth experience and maybe learn more about your wife and her body?
Yeah, doulas, they can kind of, at least our doula, she kind of like dumb things down for me. Like, so here my wife be talking about something, I'm kind of like, give me the spark notes.
Yeah.
And so then she would kind of explain about, okay, well, that makes sense. Well, that makes sense why she would feel this way because her body's doing this. But doulas, definitely, they're that, I want to call them a liaison, but they bridge that gap between like the medical field and like y'all, because like so many things is happening and y'all hearing so many different terms and stuff that's been used. Doctor, this and that. And they be like, the doula kind of, well, this is what they mean by that. And this is why. So doulas are very helpful, man. They're like, even for like the emotional support and the just the medical terminology and explaining to you and like giving you your full options, because the doctors tell you, yeah, this is what we want to do. This is like, you have this, the options. So they kind of like lay it out a little bit more and they break it down a little bit more. So you kind of have a little bit more of an understanding of the decision. You can make an educated decision versus you feel like you're forced to do something because the doctor is telling you something.
I like having a I need a baby leg.
Bro, you got it's literally a doula. It's like somebody who goes to the plate and bat for you.
Oh,
for real.
Now I want them to like bat for me.
Not
like,
bat for you, but
I want to like do the beginning.
Yeah, but
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like they give you everything. Like,
wow.
Doctor may give you option A and B. Doula be like, well, you have A, B, C, D, because the doctors are going to give you more of a. They're going to push you in a direction where they want to go.
And where they feel maybe most comfortable or safest, right?
Yeah, and they kind of, they're not as sensitive to a woman's needs as they should be sometimes when it comes to birth. Doulas are, and they give you, like I said, more, they give you the full picture. And they don't force you in a corner. They let you know everything, every tool that you have in your bag. Yeah. That doulas,
I might have to have them back on here. We need to talk more about this.
Yeah, man, doula, that's a deep conversation. And my thing about it, I think doulas should be almost it should be a normal thing. It should be like
expected to have one.
Yeah, because man, finding out so much about like going through this pregnancy with my wife, find out about like the death rate with African American women during pregnancy is crazy. It's crazy high, and a lot of those situations happen because there isn't a doula who could kind of, in a sense, go to bat for you, because you find a lot of situations where doctors don't adhere to African American women's needs in the pregnancy rooms. They're like, oh, well, she's just complaining. She's just that. And I had to make it sound like that, but they are very dismissive like that.
And naturally, you think that they won't because they're doctors, but they're people too, and they can do that.
Yeah, but that's something that like I think all women experience, but it's higher amongst African American women. A lot of times, doctors dismiss their feelings and the concerns and the things that they're expressing to them. Like, doc, this doesn't feel right in my body. Doctor be like, oh no, that's just normal. She's just this and that. I'm like, no, and that's when a doula be like, no, bro, you heard what she said.
And I like that because for men, like we said, we want to be there to protect our wife. When we don't have the knowledge, right, and we don't feel competent in a certain situation, we start losing and lacking the confidence.
Yeah.
So I can say for me, and I love that you're having this conversation and talking about this to the fathers that we have in the audience, because I was the guy when my wife mentioned and started talking to me about a doula when we first started having kids or midwives. I was like, what we need an extra? Like, what we need an extra, just like an assistant for? Like, I don't understand. We're taking all these classes and we're going to do these appointments. Like, you got doctors. We don't have a whole team. Like, we don't need no doula. We don't need no midwife. Like, your mom has had plenty of kids. Like, we should be straight.
Yeah.
It's that part.
Yeah. Like, there's
that part.
Yeah, man. It is like so many things. Like, I don't think people realize that it's their birth. How they want things done is how they want things done. You don't have to do what the doctor says. And it says, I mean, they have the knowledge, but this is your body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And doulas do a great job of empowering the woman and to let them know this is your body and your pregnancy. Don't let no doctor come in here and dominate what you want to do with your body or how they want you to know. This is your body. You drive this. Like, if you want things done this way, then tell them and make them do it that way. Doulas, man, they empower the woman. They empower me. They're needed, man.
I love that you said they also empowered you. I just spoke to CHKD, the Children's Hospital out here, and I heard that they had a father's advocate during the birth, and I was like, okay, I need to go in there, and like, I just want to meet him, like I want to talk to him, and apparently that was like almost a year ago or something.
Yeah,
and they said they just weren't getting. He had some of the resources, but people at least weren't talking about it enough. People weren't coming to him, and I think he just kind of went virtual, and then went from virtual to not doing any courses or anything like that at all.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to have two of the ladies who are in part of the community outreach on here soon. And of course, I don't know every detail in the back part of it. And maybe they still are doing some more advocacy. But I love to hear that a doula can also help that, and that they're in that space so that the father doesn't feel completely alone, and that they also feel empowered. Because I feel like that. I've talked about that multiple times here. And I also feel like it should be on both sides. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you should be able to back your wife up as much as possible and have the same knowledge and feel confident when you step into that room.
Yeah.
Talk to me about now, though. Like, now you finally got baby girl. How long did y'all spend in the hospital?
3 days. We was there. Okay. She was born on the 26th, and we left the 29th. So, 3 days.
What is a normal day? Let's talk about paternity leave. You got paternity leave, right?
3 months. 3 months.
And that's something new for the Navy. And they've been changing it quite a lot. I think it went from I got a different paternity leave for every child. I might have got like 10 or 14 days for the first.
Yeah.
Maybe 20 days or whatever for the second. I don't remember how many for the last two, but now having 3 months is good. And the thing is, nobody really knows how much is enough, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you spend the first 2 months in the NICU, and you never even got a chance to come home and spend time with the baby. There's never really enough time. It's just the chance of being able to have time to be able to support the mom, able to support yourself and build a new routine. How has it been now bringing baby girl home?
It's been good, man. Like I'm in that phase where it's like I'm learning still a lot. I'm learning baby girl. My wife is going through her recovery process too. So I'm learning a lot more about my wife, how she handles things. She a soldier, by the way, man, because going what she went through at such a rapid pace, like she's handling it well. Like she's back up, moving around, she can't wait to go back to the gym. She's like back cooking, like she's back to like normal operations. You know, like hormone levels are still like balancing out. So they have like those, her moments where she needs her downtime. But it's good, man. It's learning how to balance. Is teaching me a lot about my baby girl and my wife, and it's also teaching me a lot about our other daughter, Kaylee, too. Learning how to balance all three of them because, when baby gets here, that's all the attention in the house. Like, because you're making sure she feeding, making sure she's still breathing. Like, you just paying so much attention to her, and you kind of tend to forget about the other one. But I've been learning how to like balance. Like yesterday, I took her to the trampoline park out in Virginia Beach, just because like mommy and daddy been so baby focused. Like, you know what I'm saying, baby girl, you just as important. Like, I'm gonna take you out and get your time with.
You a gangster, bro. You got any trampolines?
Huh?
You got them trampolines?
Nah, I didn't.
Bro, because I've done that, dog. I took them out to the bouncy house and trampolines. You don't imagine how tired you get to.
Yeah, bro, you be sweating bullets, yeah.
Oh, my God.
You sweating bullets, your knee unbuckled.
Oh, but don't get me started on the knees. I was just talking to them earlier. I just spoke to my mother-in-law. I'm going off track a little bit, but I spoke to my mother-in-law every once in a while. Pretty much like once a month, we'll just have a long, like, just deep conversation. She's from Michigan, too.
Yeah.
And they moved to Chicago, but she's also from Michigan. And every once in a while, we'll just have like a deep conversation. And I remember before getting off, she was pretty much like, do you pray around your boys? Like, do they see you pray? Do they see their father get down on his knees? Do they see him humbly ask God for forgiveness? Do they see that part of you? How much emotion are they getting from it? Are they only getting, being told what to do and all that? And I was like, man, I felt convicted. I was like, you know what? Like, for one, I want to start praying more. I remember I didn't see my father pray as much. I know he did. I see him pray in church and things like that. But as I got older in my own walk, I started to feel uncomfortable doing that. And I was like, I'm going to do that. So literally like the first night as I got off the phone with her, I did the same things I normally always do. I go to the kids' room. I put down the big boys. My wife gets the twins.
Yeah.
And I start reading a book to them.
Yeah. We
do our affirmations. And then I tell them, all right, boys, I want y'all to come to the foot of the bed. And of course, they're like, well, Daddy, I get out of the bed. Like, I don't know what's going on. So they get over. I want y'all to come to the edge of the bed with me, and we're going to pray. So close your eyes, bow your head, and we're going to get on our knees. And I'm only bringing this up because you were talking about knees.
Yeah.
We prayed for a good little minute. I prayed. My son prayed. And then the baby.
Yeah. My daughter got one prayer. Same thing.
That's all he said. Amen. And I felt it, man. It felt good. But as they got up, my oldest got into the bed, and then the baby got into the bed, the 3-year-old. I realized I could not get back up.
Things like that.
Bro, my knees was hurting so bad. I almost called my wife in there, bro. Baby, to that, mama.
Yeah.
Man, bro.
Listen.
And that was all about knees. I know you probably thought this was about to be a deep conversation, but boy, I done got so daggone hard.
Bro, this is about my knees.
These knees. I was like, oh man, I don't think I could be Catholic. I think Catholics get down there. Do they get a pillow down there outside?
I don't know when they get.
Oh man, these knees now, man. I gotta ask God either for new knees.
They got them Meg knees, bro.
The Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion.
I'm either gonna have to ask God for new knees, or I'm just gonna.
Hey, he'll give them to you too, bro.
He will.
Yeah, he'll give.
I'm like, can
you rejuvenate them knees? But you got an excuse though, man. You was a college athlete, bro. You know, so you got an excuse.
Good. I feel better now. You see, it only took a little bit to make me feel better. Yeah. I'll take any excuse at this point.
Listen, no, bro, you get grades. You play college football, bro. You good.
I'm telling you, if my wife would have came in there and saw me on my knees and said, baby, I'm stuck, she would have turned back around and went back to bed.
Baby, why you still down there? They done praying.
I'm like, just see it was like, hey, man, let me up.
Yeah.
Help me up.
Hey, man, it's humbling asking for help sometimes.
Yeah, bro. As you start getting older, start realizing your body is changing. Body is changing. But tell me, what does the normal day look like for you now? Because I want to, after hearing that, I also want to get into some of the challenges because there are still challenges during this time.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean the baby's here and everything is good to go. What does a normal day look like for you?
Normal day. So typically my wife takes the night shift kind of because, man, by the time it's like 9, 10 o'clock.
9 a.m.?
Yeah, p.m.
Okay.
I'll be tired, man. So I'm starting there because that's like the beginning of my day in the sense.
Okay.
So my wife kind of like takes the night shift. So my day kind of like starts Baby girl baby wakes up around like between 4 and 5.
So go to sleep at 9 and wake up at 4 or 5?
Typically, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And so like about 4 a.m.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's still somewhat good. So like breastfeeding and stuff too?
Yeah, breastfeeding. Okay. So she wakes up about 4 a.m. So what we do is usually around like between 4 and 5, baby girl wakes up and my wife starts breastfeeding her. If she don't finish on the breast, we kind of like pump.
I like how you,
yeah, kind of like we kind of like switch from like the breast and like pump into the bottle, then feed her the bottle, and that's kind of when I take over. So that's like the start of my morning.
Okay.
So 4 or 5, I'm up. Mommy going to sleep now. I'm up with the baby girl, feeding her, kind of like rocking her to sleep. Maybe she probably go back to sleep around 6, about 6, 7, somewhere in between there.
Okay.
So then I put her back to sleep, and by that time I'm getting baby girl up. So as I put baby girl down, I'm up gonna wake up Kaylee, get her day started, getting her breakfast, getting her dressed, getting her ready for school. Then I'm usually out the house 7:30ish, taking her to school, coming back. Mommy's usually up feeding baby girl again. And throughout that day, man, it's kind of like just back and forth, feeding, changing diapers, getting dinner,
the norm,
cooking and all those things, cleaning the house. Those are like that's kind of been our schedule since baby girl been here for real.
During this time, what do you think that you need the most?
Sleep.
How do you even get that? How do you work that into the schedule? Is that something y'all talked about?
Yeah, like, so we kind of like, you kind of learn how to survive off like the little 2-3 hour naps.
Yeah.
You get one here, one there, and you split it up. You done got your 8 hours. It's just never, because it's just never in a straight line.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you kind of like learn to survive off that. And, you just make it work. And I'm kind of in the mindset where it's like, man, I know this thing is going to get better, because things have gotten better already from like the first week to week 3 now.
Yeah.
Like, she's sleeping more. So those 1 or 2 hour naps is turning into maybe 3 hours or 4 hours. So it's like, it's getting better. And I know as she continues to grow, she'll sleep longer. Me and mommy sleep longer too.
As you need things, do you feel comfortable talking to your wife about it? Or
man, I feel more comfortable.
It's just like, that's good.
Yeah, having a baby here, like, I feel more comfortable talking to her. Like, I know I can bring her and talk to her about anything. Those type of situations and like how scary that was, man, it like breaks down any weird barrier or whatever, like communication barrier you have, because it's like, no, we need to talk about this. And like, I can talk more about anything. I feel closer.
What about asking for things?
Asking as far as...
And the only reason, I guess I'll give you a little bit of guidance, is the reason why I'm even asking the question, because in the past I've heard so many different fathers come to me and like, hey, bro, I feel like nobody really cares about fatherhood but fathers. It's because naturally a lot of fathers are feeling as if their journey is insignificant because they're comparing it to motherhood.
Yeah.
When motherhood and fatherhood are two completely different things. And it's not that fatherhood isn't significant, it's just that it's incomparable.
Yeah.
You can't compare it to something else. You can't compare it to nobody else. So when you're looking at your journey and you're like, okay, I feel like I need more sleep, but I wouldn't dare ask my wife for this. I wouldn't dare talk to her about it. So I feel like I'm in a position where I'm emotionally unattached or anything like that. I don't want to bring that to her and either bother her or burden her with this, because I know that she's going through something too. Mm-hmm. And of course, there's other people you can talk to, but I just wanted to see, do you feel, or have you ever even felt that way, where you were comparing the two of you guys' journeys and just not feeling like you could ask her for something or talk about something that you're going through?
Yeah. So that first week was kind of like that, because baby girl wasn't on a bottle, but we just kind of like shifted her to a bottle like the second or third week. So it's like every time she was feeding, she had to go back with mommy. So when she was sleeping and feeding, she was always with mommy. So it's like I was kind of like trying to figure out when I can get my time in there, and my wife kind of got a little bit frustrated because I would kind of like ask her, like, hey, baby, let me get her friend. She was like, no, baby, like, I just got her type thing. And I kind of like just learned how to like kind of like get in where I fit in the sense of like, okay, what can you do to help mommy and baby girl's relationship be better and closer?
That's like one of the things that I truly got to figure out. And I don't know if there's a math to it or fathers got to speak to mothers more about it. But maybe after I figure out who that father advocate is at CHKD, we can do that. But I don't want this conversation to be over. We'll maybe make this part 1.
Yeah.
Because I want to see how the rest of these weeks go. And we'll lock back here maybe at the end of this 3-month paternity leave.
Definitely, man. There's a lot more to unfold and a lot more layers to peel back, man.
Oh, say less. Yeah. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Love you, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Here for the Dads. Out. Thank you for watching. You just listened to Here for the Dads podcast with Myer Krah. I am so grateful that you're here. But if you're new to this space, what I need you to do is slow down and subscribe, share, review, or rate. Whatever you can to help me out, because I'm on a journey to create a space for existing fathers and new fathers that's going to allow them to be a little bit more confident and a little bit more efficient at what they're doing. Thank you.